behind me. That's awesome.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So good. Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. You join me today with a very special car indeed. This is a car I've been wanting to film for a little while. It's owned by a good friend of mine, Mabz from MV Motorsport. Filmed a couple of cars in the past with the guys from MV Motorsport, but this is their latest project. This was a BMW 318i Touring SE from 2002, but it has a B58 in it. This thing has been fully reworked, B58 swapped, stock engine at the moment, stock turbo running about 480 horsepower, which is good numbers really for a B58 before it gets pretty crazy, which I'm sure this will. We've got a manual gearbox, 6-speed manual, and yeah, the thing is absolutely stunning. It's a proper project. And because so much has been done to the car, we will catch up with Mabz from MV. We can basically run through what's been done to it to make this actually work, and then we're gonna go for a spin. Okay, we're joined now with Mabz, mate. Good to have you back on the channel.
Mate, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, so it was the M2 that we had
last.
Yeah,
the Super M2.
Super M2, yeah. But this is the latest project.
This is the latest project. Something a bit different to our other projects, which I'm sure you'll see as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2002, as you covered, 2002 BMW E46 Touring SE 318i. So it came with a 4-pot engine that's known for blowing its head off.
Yeah.
But we tuned it to like 220 brake horse. I can't remember the figures actually, but it never blew an engine. Like,
Oh really? Yeah, so was it always a plan to do this?
It was always the plan, man.
Yeah,
I mean, the plan was to see how far we could take that old engine, and it didn't give up its ghost. It's still breathing now. But yeah, complete B58 standalone ECU. So much fabrication has gone into this. Everyone thinks it's a straight swap because it's a 3-litre and it's from a BMW. But obviously, this engine came out of a 2018 model car. And this is 2002, so it's not made to fit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fabrication to the tunnel, so the firewall, the tunnel, subframe, mounts, etc. at the front end. Obviously, the back end on this at the moment is on stock differential.
Okay.
So that's the 2-litre 4-pot stock diff.
Crikey.
And we've absolutely sent it, and it's done all right. Like, I really do believe this is a perfect kept example of a car because you know, it's 22 years old, original paintwork. All we've done is a bit of colour coding. But yeah, one owner car, garage.
Was it?
180-ish thousand miles on the clock.
It's clean for 180?
Yes, it's definitely a tidy example. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, 480-ish brake horsepower stock turbo. Obviously, we are going for a different turbo on this.
Okay, nice.
But just to get the car up and running, set up, you know, the launch control, the flat shifting, the anti-lag, boost by gear, all of that kind of stuff has just been, you know, just get it sorted on the stock turbo before we take it any further.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's an achievement in itself to, you know, have what we're looking at.
Mate, it's been
on the road.
An absolute mission. Everyone says, oh, why did it take so long? It's just purely time. We just don't have the time for our own cars. And we did prioritise this over any other car this year. It still kind of fell behind a little, specifically because it's running the OEM charge cooler system. So we run the OEM water pump charge cooler. So there's no intercooler on this. You can see the charge cooler right at the front. OEM radiator. We've strengthened the gearbox, 6-speed manual.
Okay.
And we've fitted a clutch on there, a paddle clutch, so it's like
nice. Yeah.
Good for like 850, 900 newton meters of torque.
Really, wow. Very cool. Moving around though, wheels.
Wheels are our own NV Forged TR10, so these are the latest track-derived car. So yeah, the wheels are housing some Tarox 8-pot front brakes, anodised in gold, 340mm front, 340mm rear, 6-pot at the rear, slightly small caliper.
Wow.
But the braking performance on this is absolutely immense.
That's
the car
serious,
weighs hardly anything. I think it's about 1250 kilos.
Seriously? Wow.
1250 to 1300 kilos, and yeah, it stops on a penny.
Nice 340i badge on the back. Had to be done, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, this build was never meant to be this. It was meant to be a bit of a sleeper. It was meant to be a bit of a shed.
Oh, really?
That was the whole plan, like stock wheels with nice tyres and good brakes behind them, but kind of an OEM looking. And then I don't know, I just got carried away.
Clearly. Well, mate, it's an absolute work of art. inside as well, obviously, has had a lot of work done as well.
Yeah, I think that's where the budget got blown. So we've got these CSL style buckets made by Cobra, so the Cobra and Nagaro Munichs. They are limited in numbers, by the way, hence why there's a bit of a premium to it, but we went for an OEM look with a bit of a modernisation to, you know, the infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, wireless car charging, bit of Alcantara, carbon fibre door cards, and yeah, OEM instrument cluster with, you know, fully working cluster, speeds, RPM,
everything.
Airbag lights, engine lights, coolant lights, everything works.
Yeah. Well, it's a machine, mate. It's an absolute beauty.
Well, yeah, it was meant to be a little, like I said, it was meant to be a little sleeper, a bit of a daily, kind of just something to enjoy, and it's become this project that, you know, forever ending. There's something that needs to be added and done.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I don't think it'll ever be complete, but...
Yeah. Well, it's a bit like that thing hiding away over there. That'll never be complete 100%. As well. But
these kind of passion projects are something I've always wanted to do. I just never had the time for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've somewhat scratched the surface of what's been done to it.
Yeah,
I think we'll get it fired up, get that B58 running, and then we'll go for a spin and see what it's like.
Wicked.
Blimey. That's awesome.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So good.
To think this is a Stage 2 Plus M140.
Yeah.
But obviously it's about 200 kilos lighter.
Yeah, I'm surprised how light this is. Manual gearbox as well. It's
mate, it's just a dream.
So good. So that's a Cooler Works, which is, well, similar to what I've got in my Golf. Yeah. They just make it so much better. One thing which you're not gonna get on camera is the smell. It still smells like an E46.
Yeah, I mean, these bucket seats and, you know, the rear seats have been refurbed, and they've been given an OEM scent as well. So like, it feels like, you know, you bought that car at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very torquey, isn't it?
Yeah, 747 newton meters, I think.
Wow.
It's got turbo smart diverter valve, which is...
There's a little bit hissing, isn't it? But it's not too obvious.
I think it sounds perfect for the sound of the engine.
Yeah.
You know, like something, you get a big dump.
Yeah.
It's a nice subtle dump. And obviously you can't really run a dump on the M140 240s because it just throws the ECU out. So this is actually compensated in the ECU for when the air releases.
Right,
so.
yeah.
So yeah, when you're cruising, I mean, it'll do 45 miles to the gallon.
Typical B58.
Typical B58, yeah, and it'll
cruise along.
Be comfortable, right? You know, all the heaters still work, all the instrument cluster work, so you know, coolant, washer fluid, all of that's still on the OEM cluster.
And with an engine swap, the little bits like, you know, the screen wash and stuff like that, that's to get that right, to get it, you know, working as it should. That's real.
It's crazy because we started fabricating a screen wash bottle under the front bumper, right at the front, because there's no other space in the engine bay. You can't use an E46 M31, you can't use a 3R18, and then I realised Touring's got another screen wash bottle in the back.
Is it?
Yeah.
For the rear window?
For the rear window, so it's separated. So we just tapped into that, and now we've got full kind of washer fluid at the front.
It's all the little bits that it just takes the time to really like perfect it and make it fully functioning, isn't it?
And usable.
Yeah.
Savage second gear.
So good. So in terms of what else is kind of next, obviously the project is definitely not done.
Never done. I mean, since we've had it running, we've not done anything to the car. Like, since it's been, you know, phase 1 completed, we've not really done anything to the car. So yeah, there's so much more to do. The rear end is the priority now. Making sure that boot floor is solid with reinforcement, and you know, the wave track diff is in there, and then we can kind of full send out a track. And I think that's going to be the priority next, and then furthermore to that is going to be increasing the power.
Nice.
B58s, obviously they can handle 700 brake horsepower quite easily on the stock internals, so we'll get a turbocharger to suit. I think a big single is going to be the one. And we'll be using a straight gate rather than an external wastegate. We'll use a straight gate. That way we can control it all through the standalone ECU. That's the traction control.
Yeah.
Turned off.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
So then we've got all our traction control settings via the ECU, so we can add the amount of slip we need.
I bet this thing does surprise a few people on the road. Think, oh, nice, clean E46 Touring.
Yeah.
Would never think.
I think most people out there who are into cars know this build anyway. It became quite a viral sensation as soon as we completed it.
Yeah,
and, everyone wants the next update on it, and the full build is on our YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and you can obviously find that all linked down below, YouTube, and also just the main contact details for MV Motorsport, of course. Which obviously we've filmed a few videos in the past, but it has been a while, as we said.
It's been a while, yeah. I think we've both been busy, and our calendars are just never aligned.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And I've seen some of the epic stuff you've done. Nürburgring trips every weekend.
Yeah.
Literally, like, there's no stopping you when it comes to track days now, isn't there?
Third gear as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, mate, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule.
Oh, mate. To be fair, it's a sigh of relief when you call me up and you say you want to film, because then I'm coming away, having a bit of a R&R before I get back to the madness.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a couple of other little bits that will be coming to the channel soon. Some of the other cars from Mabz at MV Motorsport, which you can stay tuned for. And of course, if you do want to find out more about what these guys do, then you can of course find all the details down in the description. But for me today, that is it. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure you leave a like and make sure to subscribe for all the adventures still to come.